Alright, Shalom, Shalom, Shalom. I want to start by saying, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahushai, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahushai, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahushai, Kalam La Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash, and also double honor to the apostles and the elders, bishops, and the elders Grand Millstone, and Shalom to Yakim, my dear pushing truth in the name of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash, and also Shalom to you few sisters out there that do listen to this truth. I'm back here again with a quick report on this breaking news, what I say, or it will be breaking news because this right here is a big major of earthquake. Okay, 6.0 and 7.1 magnitude quake rocked Indonesia. Okay, and if you don't know who don't know where Indonesia is at, yeah, I'll play this little clip right here. It's gonna show you Indonesia is northwest of Australia. Okay, about I want to say from west of Australia, it's about 3 hours. You know, I I want to say it's about 3 hours on flight. Well, I could be wrong, but it ain't that far away from here. So anyway, let's play this little video clip right here and see.
First breaking news this hour, though. A massive earthquake has struck Indonesia this morning. The 6.9 magnitude tremor originating in the Java Sea northeast of Denpasar. Let's go straight to Tegan Doling in Bali. Tegan, you felt it there.
Yeah, I did, Trevor. Good morning. I was actually asleep. It was 4 o'clock here in our resort in Uluwatu, and I woke to what was a little bit of rattling of the bed, and I thought, oh, this is cute. We're going through an earthquake. And then within around 15, 20 seconds, the entire room started to shake quite strongly. We could hear that there was quite a few other hotel guests, obviously, running from their rooms. We spoke to reception. They said, yes, this is quite a big earthquake, one of the biggest ones we've had in the last 12 months, but they reassured us that everything would be fine. I've spoken to people in Seminyak and in Ubud, so a little way away from us here in Uluwatu. They said they also felt this quite strong earthquake. And here this morning at this resort, we've seen some security, and I think there were engineers walking around just checking the hotel and the resort to make sure everything's stable. And we've told that it is, that actually incredibly hasn't been any damage to Bali here at the moment they're aware of. But obviously the sun's only coming up. It's almost 6 o'clock here at the moment. So we'll be able to work out in the next couple of hours whether there was any damage. But pretty scary for all of the tourists here in Bali at the moment.
Definitely. Stay safe, Tegan. Thanks for joining us. First breaking news.
Right, you hear that, and it's just coincidence that this lady reporting, speaking on it, she happened to be there when it happened. Like I'm guessing, Channel 7 have a news reporter in every goddamn country. Like it's just everything's questionable these days, man. She happened to be there on vacation when this took place, right? Yeah, right. Anyway, man, you know, um, everything nowadays is all it's I believe, um it's all set up by, these Edomites, man, because we know according to the Bible and according to the times we're living in right now that these Edomites got they're so wise right now that, through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, they have been given our wisdom, okay, and knowledge to use this sword that was given unto them through the so-called pseudoscience, and they're capable of it's like they're capable of creating these events, you know. And the funny thing is, since this earthquake took place this morning over there, and I believe he was around, I want to say it was about 10 or 11 a.m. And when you look into it, is the end of winter over here in Australia. Apparently, we're supposed to be getting hit by crazy, thunderstorms and hail, this and that. And a couple places got hit by that, man. End of winter coming to spring that took place. So, some, the same thing we're seeing happening over there in America, is a Babylon according to the Bible. We might get that over here in Australia, and when it gets over here in Australia, we know what took place when the C-19 got here. Okay, we know what kind of draconian measurements that was, put upon us. So what we're coming into right now, we're coming into the climate change. Okay, and I believe we're gonna come into climate change lockdowns. And Australia, New Zealand, these same countries run about, we always get hit harder. See, America hasn't been hit harder with with what's going on over there with their whole the hurricanes. They let it pass, they let it slide. But when it gets here, an example gets taken upon us, and the whole world has to take a look and say, Australia's doing a great job. Let's follow what they're doing because it's keeping everybody, safe and in peace, right? So the way I see it, okay, by the end of this year, 2023, I believe, speaking as a man, we're gonna get hit by some type of you know, the so-called climate change, lockdowns and or crazy events, and then the circle government of here might take a big you know action towards it, and it's gonna be, yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be great. Why I say it's gonna be great is because we're looking forward for this devil to make his move and to make these people, these rebellious people, to really suffer and see that we've been, the things we've been saying is true. Okay, so it says powerful 6.0 magnitude earthquake felt in Darwin is a state or a city. That's like Darwin is a city within Northern Territory, which is that's the state up there in the north of Australia. Okay, Darwin is a city within Northern Territory state. Okay, Northern Territory Australia, Northern Territory state, something like that. Can't really remember how it goes, but this earthquake was felt in Darwin. Like I said, Indonesia or Bali. Bali itself is northwest of Australia. Felt in Darwin hours after 7.1 magnitude quake rocked Indonesia. It comes just after. It's like it came just hours after a 7.1 magnitude quake rocked Indonesia. An earthquake has been felt in the north of Australia in the second major geological event to rock the southern hemisphere on Tuesday. All right, all right. 6.0 magnitude earthquake experienced on Australia's soil was reported near Banda Sea on Tuesday afternoon about 3 p.m. You see, 3 p.m. So it wasn't. Yeah, it was this afternoon. It's like, yeah, it was this afternoon, and I believe when I seen this, I might have been at work. So, I apologize for that. It says residents across Australia reported feeling the quake. The majority of the reports were from residents in the Northern Territory, Queensland, and West Australia. And guess what? That I live in Queensland. Northern Territory, which where is Darwin? Darwin is there. Queensland is up there north as well. Queensland goes all the way to the north when you look on the map of Australia, and Western Australia is west. So let's see, what happens in the end of this year. The quake is a possible aftershock from the massive earthquake that rocked Bali on Tuesday morning after originating in the Java Sea. The 7.1 magnitude quake rocked Indonesia about 5:55 a.m. or Australian Eastern Time. It occurred east of the Pansa, which is in Bali, a depth of 514 kilometer depth according to Geoscience Australia. All right. It says there is a current no tsunami threat to Australia according to the Bureau of Meteorology. A man in Bali claimed his hotel was swaying during what was described as minutes-long shake on social media. Okay, so you hear it, all right? So this is the times we live in, man. You know, you know. So let's go here and get Second Corinthians chapter 2 verse 11. It says, "Let Satan should gain advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." So we can't be ignorant of this devil, so-called white man, is our evil plans. We can't be ignorant to it because we know for sure, according to the Bible, the man is being given a great sword, and he's, he's on he's on a movement, and that movement is to what? Is to bring, okay, a great wrath upon earth, you know, because his time is running short. Let's get that scripture, Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. And when you go into the times we're living in right now, Esau is trying to move quick to bring his NWO because he's been exposed left, right. And everybody's catching up to what he did over there in Hawaii. Same places same things he did. I remember last year there was a flood over here in Australia, and that flood was targeted a place called Lismore, and that place called Lismore, people who was targeted with people with farms, this and that, and I had a rumor that that area, they're trying to push that 15-minute city within that area. You see, anywhere you have a group of citizens who opposes against what they're trying to, what they're trying to build or don't want to sell, what they have. What Esau does is he causes certain things to take a place, you know. And I live in this area right now, my suburb, and Esau has been trying to build a second road or highway, in his it's called wetlands. So the place is like a wetlands. You get a river. It's a good place, for environment of the earth. But what Esau wants to do is when he wants to build like another motorway through the that area, and the citizens been saying no to it. And the way I see, this is gonna cause floods because within this area, when you look around it, is there's like it shows the signs of floods. You know, the floods might take a place, this and that, and he got the capability of causing floods to kick people out of this area, move out of it, so he can go ahead and build his highway, and nobody's gonna be able to say nothing because you already moved out. You saw the area, man. That's how this devil works. Okay, and he's moving quick right now because I drive. One of my other jobs is I drive around people. You can't help themselves, and all I see is people asking for the government. They got signs says climate change, take action now. They want the government to take action right now. Those are signs that they're spreading around, you know. So people want the government to take a stance against this climate change, and if they get a push, when they get a push, people want to take a place, man. You know, and also is how we know that we're in the last days because this climate change really, man, is the way of East is going to push the NWO and bring the mark of the beast. Okay, so we in the last days. All right, Matthew chapter 24 and verse 20. It's like Matthew chapter 24 verse 6. You should hear of wars, rumors of wars. See that you be no trouble, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. And we have been seeing this from 2000. 17 to where we are today is nothing but rumors of wars, you know, wars of rumors, but it's not the end yet. For nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. We see this happening right now. All right, you got the NATO, okay. Also you got the BRICS. You know, those two are major kingdom of Esau rising up. And on the BRICS, you got Russia, which they're Edomites, but they're taking on these other nations with them and standing up against who? NATO. And that's America, Canada, um, German, Turkey, and the list goes on of these countries. British, okay, France, all right, okay. That's a kingdom of Esau divided against itself because Russians are Edomite, America are Edomite, you know. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There shall be famines. There's a rumor of famines coming in on earth, a shortage of food, okay. My other job I do is I work in a warehouse, and just how the warehouse nowadays look empty, man. And then the same as it was when I started working over there, she look empty as fuck. The pestilences, and you hear about this new C-19 coming up again, rising up again, right? And earthquakes. You, what am I talking about here? Earthquake in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows, man. You see. Now let's go ahead and jump to Matthew 24 verse 21. For then shall be a great tribulation. And this what all these things we're seeing happening right now is gonna lead to be a Jacob trouble. There should be a great tribulation. That's great Jacob trouble right here, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever shall it be. Read Daniel 12 and 1. Read Jeremiah 30 and 7. Second Ezra 15 and 16. Verse 22. Except those days should be shown, the shall it's like a day should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shown. So right, and Esau's gonna try to move quick, and the Most High's gonna make him move quick, trying to push this whole NWO, and that's gonna be the end of his goddamn rulership. Okay, so we going somewhere, man. Okay, hey, we're moving forward. We're not going backwards. All right, we definitely going somewhere, man. And we supposed to be rejoicing seeing these things are taking places. All right. Sirach 39 verse 28 is there be spirits that crave for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes in the time of destruction, to pure their force and appease the wrath of him that made him. And the East is one of those spirits that was created. Fire and hail, famine and death, and all these will crave for vengeance. All right. This will be one of them. Thief of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents and the wild. It's like in the sword punishing the wicked to destruction. That's Esau. Okay. He's that sword, that greatest sword. All right. And they shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is, and when the time is come, they shall not transgress his word. So when it is needed to bring forth the judgment upon 2/3 of our people, you wicked ass niggas, he gonna be right there to show to you. You know? Second Ezra 9 and 1, he answered me then and said, measure out the time diligently in itself when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before. Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes, you see earthquakes of people, and the uproars of the people in the world. You see, all these things are happening right now. Then shall thou will understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning, right? For like as all that is made in the world having a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, and the end is being made shown right now, right? The end is being the Most High Yahweh Hashem Shah is showing the end of this evil kingdom, a wicked kingdom right here. It's like this wicked rulership, okay? Ezekiel 33 verse 33, when this comes to pass, Lord, it will come, then she didn't know that a prophet had been among them, right? So all these things we're saying, eventually, you know, the signs that we're seeing right now, people gonna see, they're gonna realize that these signs did take place, but they weren't paying attention, and then the major prophecies gonna start hitting left, right. Then they're gonna be like, "Damn, where who told about these things? Who gave us warning about this? Who prophesied about this? And then somehow they're gonna start, seeing some of our videos. It could be when ISIS trying to demonize us, because we know this coming of the truth being it was spoken of the end, the famine of the world. So it could be the time when ISIS trying to make us look like we some evil dudes, and when that happens, when ISIS do that, and people gonna start seeing these things happening, and then it's just gonna be too late, man. Well, so hey, man, this was just a quick lesson reporting on these things right here. And don't be surprised if you see crazy weather taking place over here in Australia in the next couple months. So with that, shalom.